Okay, there we go. Good morning, 7th graders. It is June the 2nd. It is Tuesday. It's Dress Down Tuesday. What does that mean? It means that I just felt like dressing down today, sorry. Let's get started with today's lesson, if I can find it, which right now I can't. Hold on, still looking again. There it, no, that's not it. Let me try one more time. And it's still not there. Just found it. Okay, great. Now it's like a 20-minute video because that's how long it took me to find my flip chart. Anyway, our focus question for today is shifting gears. We're still talking about terrorism, but now we are focused on the why. Why was it that terrorists attacked the United States on September 11th, 2001? Before we get into the details of that will come tomorrow. We are going to do a little story today to kind of get you ready for this type of thinking. I really wish we were in the classroom right now, but we're not, so we're gonna roll with it and see how this goes. There's a picture of Rory with his little piggy outside yesterday. Oh, so cute. You're welcome for that. The game meet is scheduled for today at 1 o'clock. It will be on Zoom, and I will post the link to that meet later on this afternoon, probably like sometime after 12:30. But we do have a game meet today. I will be filming from Clark Lane Middle School. So tune in if you can, because that'll be fun. Power School, I'm getting there, guys. I did a little bit of updating yesterday, focused mostly on 6th grade, so that doesn't help you at all. But today my plan is to do some more focus on 7th grade, so work's getting done. And Zoom lunch, I think that's going to happen on Friday. I just need to confirm that with the other team teachers. All right, so what we're going to do today is we're going to transition. I'm going to be reading you a story right now about two girls who met in elementary school and then went to middle school together, and then they get into a fight. And one girl essentially attacks the other girl. And I want you to think about the why. So the focus for this question, for the focus for this story, as I'm reading it to you, and you'll have a Google copy of this that you can read on your own too, is why does Beth attack Susie, and is it justified? And what that means is, like, did she have a good reason? Like, you know, like self-defense is justified. You know, if someone's attacking you and you hit them back, you might think like, well, you had a right to hit them because you were just trying to defend yourself. So I guess what I want you to think about is, was Beth justified? Did she have a right to attack Susie? Okay. And you're going to base your answer, hopefully, on the story I'm about to read you. Here we go. Susie and Beth were really good friends in 4th grade. In fact, Susie helped to defend Beth against a group of bullies when Beth first moved to town that year. When Beth got to middle school, the two girls drifted apart. It happens sometimes. In middle school, Susie became very outgoing. She joined the student council, she ran on the track team, she was a member of several different after-school clubs. Susie also got all A's. Beth had a small group of friends that kind of kept to themselves. Beth was not nearly as outgoing as Susie. She didn't want to join any clubs, and she complained a lot about how stupid middle school was. Beth was annoyed by how into school Susie seemed to be. In 7th grade, Susie, with the help of her language arts teacher, started an after-school club for students who wanted to read to elementary school kids. The club became pretty popular. Some of Beth's friends even decided to join the club. This made Beth furious. She tried to tell them that reading to little kids was like a waste of time, but her friends joined the club anyway. Later that year, the teachers were discussing ways to motivate students to complete more of their homework. Many students in the middle school were not regularly completing their assignments. The teachers decided to ask some of the honor roll students for some advice. Susie suggested that the teacher should keep students in for lunch detentions if they didn't complete their homework. Susie knew that most 7th graders hated missing lunch since it was the only time of day when they could socialize. The teachers thought this was a great idea. Later that week, Beth was forced to stay in for lunch detention twice for not doing her homework. Her hatred for Susie became more intense. Okay. Beth hated another girl at the middle school. Her name was Charlotte. Beth hated everything about Charlotte. She hated that Charlotte was rich, and she hated fingerlings, which Charlotte was obsessed with. She wished that Charlotte would just move away and go to a different school. Susie had known Charlotte for a long time, and they were friends. This fact had always made Beth angry. Beth had reached her breaking point with Susie. In early September of their 8th grade year, Beth began spreading horrible rumors about Susie on TikTok. She hoped that this would turn the entire school against Susie. So what I would like you guys to do today is you can reread that story if you need to, because it's a page turner. And then I have 3 questions that I want you to answer. And by the way, guys, I'm just going to grade this as like you did it or you didn't do it. So you get 10 points for doing it. First question, why did Beth attack Susie? What were her 3 reasons? And you're going to put yourself in Beth's shoes for this question. Like, what was Beth thinking? What led Beth to turn on Susie and finally attack her via TikTok? Question mark. And then this is more of an opinion question. Do you think Beth's reasons, those reasons you came up with for question number 1, justify her actions? Was Beth right for attacking Susie? Like, was it kind of like self-defense? And then last but not least, if the guidance counselor, Miss Finatelli, wanted to help resolve the issues between Susie and Beth, would it be important for her to know the past history of these 2 girls? So that's your assignment for today. It is due tomorrow. And like I said, don't labor over it too much, guys. This is really just a mental exercise to get you ready for the real work that we're going to do tomorrow. But I'm going to grade it, because if I don't grade it, then you're not going to do it. So for 10 points, just put forth a little bit of effort. Show me some answers. Turn that in today. And your other assignment is to work on the Southeast Asia practice quiz and to work on any missing work or revisions. And then also don't forget, game me, even though it's Tuesday. So, and like I said, I'm going to be filming from Clark Lane. So yay! I miss you guys a ton. And I can't wait to see you in September. I know that sounds weird, but it's true. All right, guys.